Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome here to my home. Welcome to the office, and welcome to the morning grind. It is great to have you. I feel like that went fast. All right. So our main topic for today is to continue working on the characters that we've got for the Rabivania RPG, and I've got the notes that Better with Bacon sent in, so we can get his character going. He said what he wanted. So hey, good morning BGD, and good morning Scenics by Omnic. Good morning. Good to see you again. Let's see. Well, we continue to have some success on the cultist front. I think we are up to 735,000 views over on Facebook for Cthulhu's ABCs. So it's been going crazy on Facebook. Still not so much on TikTok. Something like a total of something like 70,000 or something like that. But what has been the case is also that interest has generated additional interest on YouTube. And I've got my phone being my camera at the moment. but that's been people have been coming in, subscribing because of it. People, and I think what's happened is that since some people came in from Facebook looking for the entire video, that YouTube started to recommend it. You can't advertise it. You can't advertise it. But it'll let you. It'll promote it, I guess, if there's enough interest. So don't understand the rhyme or rule for that. Let's go. Look, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Let me see how we're doing. Here we go on YouTube. This says that we've had on YouTube the cultist, talking about the cultist channel here, 48,000 views over the past 28 days, which is mainly the last like 2 weeks, or really since about June 5th. So actually not long ago. So maybe not even a week. So a lot of that coming in with 48,000 views, which is great, and has attracted 652 subscribers. So the people, not only when they're watching it, they're at least clicking the subscribe button, indicating that they'd like to see more. So I'm going to make more. There are things I got to do first, but it is great seeing that. So thank you to everybody who's been watching. And who knows, maybe some of those people will find us in other ways too. Well, I was using my iPad. Phoenix asked, do I need another? Hey, Mike, good morning. I was using my iPad as a webcam. And I had it mounted to, ordinarily, I'm like looking this way and I have the iPad mounted to the back of my monitor and I use its camera. But the mount fell off and I just haven't remounted it at the moment. Although, maybe at some point a dedicated webcam. But I found that the iPads work just fine. Okay, so that's what was going on with all of that. There will be no morning grind on Sunday, and probably not on Wednesday as well, because I'm headed to the beach. So Friday morning, in fact, what I really got to do this afternoon is pack up. I'll be packing up for the beach. Oh, thank you. I think I'm okay. I just have to remount the iPad, but thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, good morning, Michael. So yeah, so this afternoon I've got to pack up because I'm going to the beach with my nephews. Starting on Saturday. So starting on Friday, I'm gonna be driving day. Let's try now. Let me go over to settings. Testing. I think it's working again. I think, okay. I don't, yeah, I know, right? I was sitting here watching the video. I'm really getting tired of this because if I'm not watching, I miss that, because you're right. I was watching up on the monitor, the screen glitch, and then it told me, hey, your microphone's unplugged, and it told it was muted. But then just a moment later, the muted icon went off, and I thought, oh, okay, it fixed itself. But no, it didn't. I'm getting really tired of that. I don't understand what the problem is with that. Sounds better than before the cut. Huh, I wonder. I'm really not happy with that, and I don't understand what's causing that. Yeah, some kind of glitch, and then everything goes down. And it doesn't seem like that's on my end because that was something that StreamYard said. So I don't know. And it's not like I'm using the same thing for camera and audio. I got a separate microphone than I do for the camera. I don't know. Anyway, so I forget where I was. I was saying I won't be here. We should probably not plan on we're not going to have a morning grind on Sunday. And we probably shouldn't plan on having one on Wednesday because I will get back from the beach Tuesday, but it might be late, whatever. Okay, so we will see though. I mean, I've got the Discord and stuff like that. So we can keep you notified. Okay. Also tonight we've got the Cultists. So the Cultists season 2 episode, I believe 6 goes live on the channel at 7:00 p.m. over on the Cultist channel. And then after that, we've got the live watch party. And I believe this is tonight no, I think it's just Brianna and me. I was also I realized that we've got some live watch party footage with Tom Robinson, who played Dad, but I believe he is there for the watch party of season 2, episode 7, I believe. So tonight, and I've already got that queued up. I intentionally already queued that up for this Wednesday and next Wednesday. So even if I am in a panic trying to get things back together for after the vacation, that's already queued up to go live. So Wednesday night, tonight, and next week on the Cultist channel for season 2, episode 6 and 7 this week and next week, and then after parties. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a great time. I think we are. I'm gonna take all of the Rabivania material with me. I'm sure we'll play at some point. I'm sure we'll cook some shrimp. Yep, I will. I'm hoping it's gonna be a major reset time. I gotta go to the grocery store and to Walmart, pick up stuff, pack a bag. But fortunately, I'm a single guy, so I don't really require all that much stuff to go to the beach. That's why my brother dropped off a bunch of stuff with me to help him be able to go to the beach because he's got the two of them, Seth and Rachel, and then 3 boys. So they've got a bunch of stuff. And I've got a bunch of their beach stuff and stuff in the car. Okay. All right. So let's bring this up. Let's see. Oh, let's breathe and sit. But here we go. Let's bring this up. I really hope that the audio doesn't go out and I don't notice since I'm looking at this other screen now. Let's do a breathe and sip. I got my Cultist coffee mug this morning. So here we go. Let's breathe and sip. 2 deep breaths. Full and deep inhale, complete exhale, and then take a sip of whatever your favorite beverage is this morning. Let's breathe. And sip. Oh, wait. I've got one more very interesting thing that happened before we get on this. I was even last night, I was even slightly skeptical that this had happened. It has to do with my father, not with me. But apparently it did happen. I was checking the links. I was like, are you serious? But this is too cool not to share. Let me see if I can find the link that he sent me. Let's see. Okay, yes, I got the link right here. I'm gonna pull this up. My father runs a YouTube channel and has his own podcast. And some of you may have known that. Sometimes he drops by and on some of the live streams as his Roll to Win Craps channel. That's what he does. I gotta stop screen sharing so I can share this link. Share screen right here. Okay, so he's got this Roll to Win Craps channel where he teaches people how to play craps, and then he has also started this podcast called Casino Tears. This was several months ago, I think it started. or a year ago, Casino Tears that he does with a co-host out in Vegas. And then they will also get together and play and teach people to play craps in Vegas. You know, my father goes to a bunch of different casinos around here. We're in Alabama. There's no casinos in Alabama, but like Biloxi, Mississippi, and so forth. And then we'll somewhat regularly fly out to Vegas to play and to teach people and then to meet up with other people. So he texts me last night and he says that the guy who won the World Series of Poker was wearing a hoodie that was branded with his podcast. I was like, are you serious? And he sent me so this is true. So this right here. So did anybody watch? I did not, but can anybody else confirm here's the World Series of Poker championship right here? So this guy right here, Courtney Williams, won 542,000 in the World Series of Poker. And here is this shirt right here. And there's another other pictures of him wearing it that night. Right there. So there's a picture of it. That says Casino Tears. There's an excellent picture of it right there. So there he is wearing a Casino Tears shirt. In fact, that looks like he's wearing a t-shirt too and not the hoodie. So maybe he wore a couple of different shirts. So there he is. That's my father's podcast on playing craps and gambling on the winner of the World Series of Poker, which I think happened last night. He said my father wasn't there, but he said that I was getting live updates basically about what was going on by text message because the co-host, who is named 10 Ton, was there. So the co-host is 10 Ton, and that's 10 Ton right there. So he's got his picture. So that's the co-host of the Casino Tears podcast right next to the winner there. You can tell he's definitely wearing a hoodie there with Casino Tears on it. And then that's the co-host right there, 10 Ton, that is also wearing a Casino Tears t-shirt. So how about that? I would say that's definitely some success as far as as far as branding and success for a podcast that hasn't been going on that long to have to be worn by the World Series of Poker champion. So cheers to him. I mean, congratulations. All right. So I mean, it was like, wait, what's going on? But apparently that's true. That's true. So all right. So my father having some success over on the podcasting front, it looks like. Okay, now we can go over. I can't believe I almost forgot to say that. That's what the breathing sips for. Allows you to clear your mind and remind you of what's remind you of what you're supposed to be looking at. Yeah. I know. I wish he was out there. I wish. I don't know. My father isn't really a poker player. He's a craps player, but since all that was going on, man, it would have been great for him to be out there. Apparently, that happened because the winner and 10 Ton are friends. And so he said that it was cold in there. We did see him wearing a t-shirt at some point, but he said it was as simple as they were friends. So he was there to support the guy 10 Ton was, and it was cold in the wherever they were playing. And so he put on one of their hoodies. that was it. All right. Fun story. I like things like that. Okay, so I got we're just typing this stuff out. See, Mike says I learned to play craps from my uncle who lived in Las Vegas. He taught me by the pool with a box set he brought out. I recall this as a formational memory. Yeah, when I went to Gamma a few times, the trade show. Now that was not in that was in Reno. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in Reno. It wasn't Vegas. But when we would go out there, David loved to play craps. And so we would play craps when we were out at the Gamma trade show. And a lot of other different board game, like distributor reps and things like that. We'd play at the table with them. All right, so we got this up. And we got this. Okay, so let's see. In Discord, let me see if James Bacon hasn't mentioned yet what he wants is, I mean, we could assign him something. But okay, we got Ranger here, and we got, he said that he wanted to play an Aragorn-style Ranger, although I can't help but notice that the things that he sent me seem to correspond with the Robin Hood-style Ranger a little bit more. But that's fine, whichever one. I'm actually going to call this, I mean, this can be his Ranger, but this is the Robin Hood-style Ranger. So we don't know what his defense is going to be yet. Or this right here. But he's going with, okay, so what's next? Abilities. Oh, so abilities, we got our basic rabbit stuff. Ah. Abilities, jump, keen hearing, and he said that for an ability, he wanted to take Eagle Eye. So let's see. Okay, so Eagle Eye. This is the starting abilities could be Pathfinder, okay, which is kind of Aragorn-like, or Eagle Eye, which is a bit more Robin Hood-like. Eagle Eye, spend 1 turn to aim. Your ranged attack on your subsequent turn is either easy or deals maximum damage, your choice. That's pretty powerful. We said we'll have to decide if these are too powerful. Well, we'll come down. I'll put his stuff here, and then we'll go on. But I'll go ahead and have it up here, so if he comes in, he can just give us the stuff to fill out the other things. So he wants abilities, the Eagle Eye, and then he said also that for starting Blade, he wants Fine Longbow. For starting Loot, he wants Fine Longbow. How was I doing this then? So then going to Loot. Yeah. Fine Longbow, effect, a powerful yew warbow of the finest craftsmanship, hard decks to shoot close or in confined spaces, but never hard to shoot at further distances out to its effective range. On a hard deck success, this bow deals ultimate damage. We're about to see if these two things are too powerful together. Hey, good morning, Andrew. Now, see, that sounds to me like the Robin Hood style Ranger. I would have put those two together for the Robin Hood style Ranger. So now we can give him more gear and stuff too. But let's say page break. And let's do what I would think of as the Aragorn style Ranger. Yeah, there's clearly some synergy between those two. Like it may be too much. It may be way too much. The Fine Longbow may be too much. Eagle Eye, that one was inspired by one that is from the Index Card RPG, the Master box. So that one is kind of canonical. It's this one. It's never hard to shoot at further distances, which does mean, okay, yeah, if this was your ranged attack on subsequent turns are easy. Well, this says, okay, or easy. This says it's never hard. So so it could still be average. But ordinarily it's supposed to be a hard shot to shoot at the furthest distance. And if for some reason at a standard range it had become hard, it never would be. But on a hard deck success, the bow deals ultimate damage. That alone might be worth it. I don't know. So but okay, let's take a look at what we kind of have here for an Aragorn style ranger. Let's see if we can build an Aragorn guy. And this is we'll come back to what his stats are going to be, because let's look at what makes sense based on what abilities and loot. So abilities, we need to go ahead and come down here and have the basic rabbit. But if this is like you know, a noble rabbit, you know, in exile someplace, we either go with Pathfinder as a starting ability, wisdom checks to determine location, direction, or route, or checks to follow the track of subjects are easy. Oh, look, there he is. Hey, Better with Bacon. We were going on. Okay, so perfect. We're building out rangers. And the thing is that, okay, you said you wanted to play an Aragorn style ranger, but then we got your character over here. You picked Eagle Eye and Fine Longbow, which that happens to be what I would have said kind of goes with the Robin Hood style ranger, which is no problem. I just labeled them that way. So we've got Fine Longbow and then Eagle Eye. So one thing I think we have to decide what your what the stats are. And hey, where's the it's right here. Is it Dex to shoot? Let's see. Well, the core stats. Here we go. You'll be using Dex to make ranged attacks like guns and bows. Yes. Okay. Dex is also a measure of how nimble you are, so you'll roll with that stat when you're trying to move silently, do backflips, or deftly run along crumbling rooftops. Which sounds like, well, once again, it kind of sounds like something that Robin Hood would be doing. Okay, so okay, well that's fine. Yeah, I mean that's fine. I'm just using I'm using the Robin Hood one shorthand for the bow focused guy, and then we'll do a sword focused guy. So it doesn't matter. You can choose. We'll build both of them. So yeah, an Aragorn style ranger definitely needs Dex, Con, and Wisdom. Yeah. So yeah, Con is pure toughness. So this guy, we got 6 points here. So this is Robin Hood's. This is the bow focused guy. So I don't think this guy should have any less than a +4 in Dex. And in fact, arguably, he could max it out. Although that does seem rather like, you know, thief like. Charisma. Let's see. Wisdom is used for tracking. I mean, you could go charisma +1 for like a Robin Hood guy, and then a con +1. I was thinking also when you're rolling to get your con bonus, we were talking about that with the hit points. You do have to have a con bonus in order for that to work. That's another thing. You know, okay, everybody can take the rest to try to get their con bonus and hit points, but if you don't have a con bonus, then you're not getting any. So what do we think about that? Is that kind of Robin Hood like? Whereas, okay, coming down here to the Aragorn type, BGD is saying con, Dex, and Wisdom. Yeah, so not well. Although strength, should that be strength, con, and wisdom? Because he's going to be sword wielding here for the most part. Con +2. And then let's give him +2 wisdom. But if you're going sword, shouldn't he go strength? We can change it all up. Oh, anybody gets one. Oh, anybody gets one. Okay. So it doesn't really scale. I mean, but it's not more than one if you don't have some kind of bonus in health. So it might not be, I mean, I guess if you're running real low, it'd be worth doing. But it's not like the people who've got like +4 in con or something. Okay, so then also, over here, we got to distribute 4 points. This is for the Robin Hood one. We got to distribute 4 points between basic, all of our different effort types. So this longbow, this is one of those cases that, well, gee, you should probably specialize in ultimate, given this, because there's only going to be 15% of the time that you hit but don't make a hard roll, assuming that the hard roll is possible, right? And you got +4 to dex. So most of the time, if you are striking with the fine longbow, then you're going to have ultimate damage. This guy probably also needs a sword. So I don't know, what would you do here? Maybe +1 tools, +3 ultimate. Yeah. Well, we don't. Well, but canonically here in ICRPG, Andrew says if you need balance, you can also make every class have a minus stat. I feel like the old school games gave out penalties a lot. Yeah. Is it not supposed to be 6? Yeah. 6 stat points. Yeah. Basic stuff. Because it says yeah, core stats. For every character you create in ICRPG, start by assigning 6 stat points in any array to those 6 core stats. So yes, each world, and then that's in addition to life form bonuses, which are rabbits. Okay, so here, so let's go over here. So maybe we should use, you could either go for an Aragorn style ranger with Pathfinder. I guess it depends on when you want to depict Aragorn. Pathfinder wisdom checks to determine location, direction, or route, or checks to follow the tracks of a subject are easy. Roll normal wisdom to trace untrackable targets like cloaked druids or invisible foes. Okay, so that's right. Yeah, for 6 standard, but your life form edition gives you either 2 abilities, right, or 2 extra +1 bumps. So yeah, 6 should be right because they've got 2 life form abilities. That's what I thought it was. Wisdom to determine location, direction. The tracks of a subject are easy. Oh, I think that's the same. Okay. Or Air of Command. Spend your action to utter aloud a direction, appeal, or entreaty to a specific near ally other than yourself, and that ally's next action will be easy if they follow your command. Let's go. Let's make him Pathfinder. Because instead of so more classically Ranger stuff. So he gets Pathfinder, a wisdom check to determine location, direction, or route, or checks to follow the tracks of a subject are easy. There we go. And then loot. So yes, he's probably got a short bow out there, which he should probably take here, but also we were going to give him see, there are 2 things you go with. The well-worn bracers were specifically inspired by movie Aragorn, who took Boromir's bracers. Those are waxed bark cloth bracers carved with imagery that reminds you of all you fight for and hold most dear. These bracers add +2 to defense and +1 to dying timers, and they occupy no inventory space. So, but I think let's go heirloom blade. So this is that's like his Andoril. A long forgotten sword passed down through your exiled or ruined bloodline. Its name is carved in runes along the blade. Effect: the melee weapon deals magic effort, and once per session, when used in defense of your homeland or allies, it automatically hits and deals ultimate damage. And we were wondering, does this need to be great damage and then magic damage? Oh, and this is, we need to keep track of what, so this would be equipped and 1. Oh, this is heirloom blade. We don't have to keep all of this on there, but for everyone watching, so that's it. So we had said this weapon deals magic effort and once per session when used in defense. So there are not a lot of things in this that are using magic effort. So either magic and then ultimate, or does this need to be great and then magic? Or should it be, it might be like, if I'm looking at this, I got to decide how I'm distributing my 4 points. It kind of makes sense for this character to have stuff in weapons and tools. So it could be, because then he can't use the short bow all that well. With only 6 points to allot for stats for Aragorn, who's definitely not a starting character, I would probably give him +2 wisdom and then spread the remaining points across physical stats. Yeah, so what did we do? +2 in wisdom. Well, that's basically, we put that in con and strength. We didn't bump up his dex. So you're not anticipating giving out weapons as loot? So, okay, so Andrew says, so you're not anticipating giving out weapons as loot? If you have an heirloom blade, it doesn't seem like you could trade it out later for a better sword. Sorry, ancestors, this one has better stats. Well, here, now we did that with like the knights that you can trade up. Like with armor, we specifically developed some kind of ladder for armor for the knights. We haven't specifically done that with the rangers here. I wonder if there are rules. There are rules for like upgrading magic items in D&D, which I always liked. That, okay, rather than kind of getting a new magic item, this weapon that you've got or other item that you've got, levels up with the character. Well, now maybe we should do that, thinking about leveling up with the character. So maybe maybe one of your milestones could be to level up your heirloom blade. Oh, I kind of like that, because this we were just talking about how we have this decision about what kind of split here this is. Let's. I'm just going to make note over here in the document, in the book document. I'll come with a better name for it, but upgraded heirloom blade. And that could also be a mastery thing. Isn't it mastery? Like mastery said something like, if you don't have something that, if you pick that and it requires something from the starting equipment, then you get it free. So even if you didn't start with an heirloom blade, you could take that later. So upgraded heirloom blade. So to upgrade its damage. That's still upgrading the damage type. Still causes you to have to kind of spread out what your effort bonuses are going to be. But I do like that idea. So just as you get more powerful, you also unlock more powers of this heirloom blade. So the you could say weapons tool and then magic damage. Weapons tool, ultimate damage. What if we did that? So deals, okay. This would, we probably don't need to note that then, but you could deal weapon damage, and once per session when used in defense of your homeland or allies, it automatically deals ultimate effort. It automatically hits and deals ultimate effort. And then, well, no, so that would be magic effort. And then an upgrade to that could be ultimate effort. Something like that could work, and you could make this great in magic if we thought that was too weak, because here he's getting an automatic hit, but only once per session, and it deals magic effort. Looking at this other guy with this bow, on a hard dex success, it deals ultimate damage. Like this longbow is like much more powerful than that sword. So that could be, if succeeding with a hard, in order to make them mirror each other, we could say, if you succeed on a hard strength check, then this deals magic effort. Then the upgraded one could give you a bonus of your weapon damage and then move up to ultimate. That still means that I don't like that, because if you're saying magic plus, you're going to be tempted to go major magic here. So you really don't want your weapon type to change to ultimate. But you could get further bonuses. Let's see what people are saying in the comments. I'm sure BGD has something to say. BGD says, when I'm creating unique settings and original character generation rules, I'm wary not to give away the farm with huge bonuses and big bumps to effort categories. Leave room. Right. Yeah. We got to leave space, because we hadn't really been designing a lot of the upgrades. We've taken notes on things that we've come across, but yeah, I think that's important. Yeah. Milestones and character progression for games beyond one-shots are perfect ways to improve your starting loot items for each class. Yes. Yeah, and let's make note of that too, because this is called heirloom blade, but there is something similar for the knight, and let's just make a note of that. They have ancestral weapon as a starting loot, so I'm going to just put note someplace in there. Should be upgraded ancestral weapon. So that maybe we can do kind of the same kind of things. We've got several ideas for knight milestone stuff. Hey, good morning, Brett. Good morning. Yeah, if it's an heirloom, I like the. I mean, because that's like, can you see Aragorn getting rid of Anduril? No, he's always going to use that one, and so it makes sense for it to. BGD says, if there's an unspoken rule of there is an unspoken rule of ICRPG that starting loot items that are surpassed for some reason by powerful loot found along the way are not available to be accessed by other PCs, cannot be looted, etc. If for some reason he does find something better than this heirloom blade, he can't say, "Hey, Bob, why don't you use my heirloom blade?" Beware of synergies in game design, especially for starting PCs. Too many automatic hits for maximum damage rob a lot of the drama from the scenario and can flatten the game in undesirable ways. So what if we said, so over here with this heirloom blade, deals weapon, effort. This would be on a hard strength success. I feel the way we're going with other things that having it, on a hard deck success, this sword deals magic damage. That bow is still more powerful, but we'll see. We'll see. This part of the reason doing this is to play with it. So, okay, there you go. We can go give everybody, how much time we got? We can go give people some equipment here. So what would this guy choose to go over here? So probably, yeah, I don't. This always makes the decision over here about the effort dice difficult. He does have a +2 con over here for his defense. He's probably not wearing a lot of armor. Over here, this guy has +1 con on his defense. These guys are going to be squishy compared to the knights, as it should be. BGD says automatic buffs on a hard success are a great way to take advantage of that mechanic, and they don't even slow down the game, which is doubly cool. Andrew says the first Marvel Comics RPG from TSR that had the stacking problem, it was too easy to stack bonuses to get to the top levels and make your hero invincible. Yeah, and we do want to preserve growth. Let me copy this back over to the book document so that I don't forget that. Wherever that is. Here we go. Another option there. Okay. Continue to revise that weapon. But so that does mean, like, which one are you going to take? You're probably going to take... It might be something like that, because he's probably going to take a bow, too. So just looking over here, so this guy, he's not an expert in it, but it does seem like he would be armed with, like, a short bow as well. Like Aragorn, he's mainly a melee guy. But it does make sense if this is the tracker kind of ranger to have a bow as well. And of course, in Index Card RPG, it specifically is talking about, use your equipment to trade out to change your character based on the situation that you're in. And so for hunting and stuff like that, and that makes complete sense, at least, for hunting, if not for actual combat. And even in the movie, you do have Aragorn with his short bow, which you see occasionally. So let's go. Where is gear? I see RPG basic loot. So let's give him he should probably have. Well, we got Traveler's Garb, which seems like something this guy would wear. But then you can't wear armor. and he may end up needing to wear armor. So Traveler's Garb, a light, comfortable, yet rugged set of clothes for travelers. No defensive bonus, but provides 2 extra spaces for carried inventory. Now, does that take up 1? Oh, come to think of it. Does that take up 1 inventory slot? And so you're actually getting a total of +1? Or are you supposed to, this is supposed to be taking up no inventory slots and you're getting +2? I think I would have thought that you're getting a total of +1. That's probably something that's in the like ICRPG FAQ someplace, because that's based on where did it go? Oh, Traveler's Garb. Right. A light, more comfortable set of clothes for travelers. Only +1 defense, but includes 2 extra spaces for inventory. So I am assuming that that still takes up an inventory slot. So you end up with a +1 bonus, an additional inventory slot, plus that one is +1 strength, +1 defense. So that would make sense that it still takes up a slot. But I think over here we're not. This is BG says, I usually let Traveler's Garb. Oh, it grants you 2 carried slots. Yeah, no, it doesn't say, like, it doesn't, this says, but includes 2 extra spaces for inventory. But so that's what it said over here. Over here, it says specified. I specified carried inventory. So this would be equipped 1. So your Traveler's Garb is equipped, and then I usually let Traveler's Garb stack with a piece of torso armor. Yeah, or the sling. Yes, Andrew brings up the slings. If we can have a sling that somebody brought up the other day. Okay, so yes, okay. The Aragorn type gets Traveler's Garb, but it also makes a lot of sense for the I don't know what I just copied where. But it also makes sense for the Robin Hood type to have Traveler's Garb. I mean, probably a lot of people are going to be wearing Traveler's Garb. But we need to clarify its interaction with weapons, with other armor. Right now, this does not provide any bonus. What are some of the lighter types of armor that we've got? Well, patchwork armor is +1. And then light armor is gambeson, perhaps a small mail shirt. Light armor is still quite a bit. I don't see these characters wearing that. I mean, I can see like Aragorn at Helm's Deep is probably wearing medium armor, but that's an upgrade in game. I think that's an in-game kind of upgrade. That's not what you're starting with. I can see our Robin Hood type not having that. Or but he's going to require okay, sword and scabbard. That's also E1. So equipped for 1. GM should do what makes sense in the ICRPG with regard to items that confer defensive buffs. So not 2 sets of mixed armor garb for both torso armor. Right, but Traveler's Garb and heavy plate and chain would be okay. I mean, we could specify that. We could say with Traveler's Garb, I guess I was thinking can be combined with patchwork armor or light armor. But it's taking up one of your inventory slots. your equipped inventory slots. We will just specify that. There we go. But he also needs, he doesn't have a quiver. Or we should specify that comes with a quiver. So what do we say about the ranged bow? Can be a shorter or a long bow, often used by the archers of Wildcaster. Includes a quiver of 20 arrows. So let's go ahead and say, am I on Robin Hood? Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and say that this includes a quiver of 20 arrows. And let's mark that on the Ranger. Does the longbow need to take up 2 equipment slots? We just say bow can be a shorter bow or a long bow. Let's say fine longbow includes quiver of 20 arrows. And then over here, a lot of flipping back around. So the Ranger, nope, the equipment for the bow I've messed up all my formatting. Oh well. So he gets, oh no, that's the Robin Hood Ranger. So when you drop down to Aragorn and give him an additional bow, this is like a short bow. And that's equipped 1, or maybe that's carried. That's probably carried. Well, if you're walking around, he's probably, well, I don't know. We'll say that C1, and then it also has an extra quiver case. Extra quiver. And definitely a Robin Hood type would want to carry some extra arrows. That's not C2. That is C1. The typical agreement in ICRPG on bows and quivers is your bow comes with a quiver and it all fits into 1 inventory slot. When you run out of arrows, by die roll or shot count, you need another. The additional quiver would require a second equipped inventory slot. Technically, you could carry it instead, but if you have to take a turn to equip the new quiver before you can shoot from it. I agree. So we have a couple of different people here who, okay, so actually what we should say then is if this is Robin Hood, we're going to equip 1 quiver. So his sword and scabbard can be equipped. Is a sword in a scabbard at your side equipped or carried? Like, I guess I would say that's equipped. So if you've got a bow in your hand, and if you're walking, because we've got several characters who could potentially have different loadouts, which is what we're supposed to have in ICRPG, as I understand it, swapping out character equipment based on need and situation. So if this guy's walking through the forest, longbow in hand, and sword in a scabbard at his side. Is the so the longbow would be equipped, the sword would be equipped, and then two quivers would be equipped. Whereas if the Aragorn character is walking through the woods and the bow is on his back, then the bow is carried along with the quiver, and the sword might be at his side, but that's equipped. That would seem to be how I understand it. And then, so how we, like when we're writing this on the character sheet, like what is the standard loadout? I guess I want the one that's written down, and therefore the one that would confer like defense bonuses to be like your standard loadout or something. The additional quiver would require. Oh, right. Okay, we just said that. We do need to. Oh man, this has already been an hour. We do need to give each one of them their adventurer's pack or field kit. I'm really gonna have to clean this up, but they both need that, which is, I guess, carried 3. They're probably, and it would make most sense for both of these to have daggers, which it does make sense for both of them to have daggers. And then really bucklers as well. Maybe I'm not liking the bucklers rule about being able to be carried, because we have 2 items that can be carried free. 1 dagger and a buckler as long as it's carried with a sword. So maybe that's too much. Maybe the buckler itself should be 1 inventory slot, but we got to come up with some reason why you would take the buckler over. I was trying to give you a reason to take the buckler over the small shield, and the buckler does not provide defense bonus against missile attacks. The small shield does. But so why would you take one if they're both inventory slots? The idea was that the buckler would be free if you've got a sword. But that kind of means that everybody's going to take one. Oh, yes. That's a great point. How many basic loot items are you giving each of your starting PCs? Alfheim standard is 4. I think I forgot all about that. Does that mean that our knights are not legal builds? Let's check that before we go. Because I was loading them up. You're right. You were supposed to have a limit to the number of these things you can choose. So that would prevent you from loading up like this right here. So ability loot right here. Let's check out this guy. So this guy right here has got his mail as his defense, as his character sheet, as his type specific loot. And then he took arming sword 1, shield 2, dagger and lance, great sword, and adventurer field kit. So okay, so actually we have it. The problem that we have is when you load these knights out like they should be loaded out, we found out that works as far as their carrying capacity and all of that. But actually what that doesn't work with is too many starting things, and of course, and then the war fox as well. So actually, that's a reason why you wouldn't necessarily take. Now, that is a reason why then you wouldn't necessarily take bucklers and everybody have daggers, because that's actually a decision you got to make with 4. Oh, I got to think about this. So that makes these not legal builds for a starting character. Because we got or let's take a look more at our standard knight over here. This is Sir Bors. He got keen blade. Okay, that one's his type. Heavy armor, medium shield, dagger, lance, adventurer's kit, and warfox with comparison. So that's what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. So you could drop dagger and get it to 5. Well, and then I guess drop the field pack. And that would still maintain him kind of being a knight. Illegal knights, right? Yeah. You can totally make the Rabivania standard a greater number of items, but I think it's fair to keep the number of items the same. I think so too. Yeah, it should be the same across all classes and starting builds. Or, you know, the you know, I guess I was giving everybody I can't think of a reason why I wouldn't give everyone a field pack. You know, so I guess I was giving everybody that one free. So they weren't taking other things. You know, they were going to get a free. So maybe just give everybody a free adventurer's pack. Because that's what this is about. So that would help out if everybody got it. You know, in this adventure, just go ahead and give everybody a free field kit. If you're adventuring. Trying to find the exchange rate of +1 item space versus buckler disadvantage. Equation depends on the side item value at this point. Also, good morning. Hey, good morning. Right. I think that war foxes and lances should probably be things that a knight character works up to as part of the progression. Reimagine Boars on his first official day of actual knighthood. Well, yeah, but in order to be a knight, you have to have to be a knight is to be heavy cavalry. Maybe the knights are used to squires carrying the field pack. Yeah, so that I did say if you've got a squire, then your squire is probably carrying that. You don't have to worry about carrying it. Yeah, it's also cool to assume that every PC has a basic adventuring pack. However, when you make the pack a choice, the party members have to rely on each other more. Some PCs carry certain equipment. Yeah, but how many people does this and we haven't gotten into rations or anything. I need to look up the supply rules over here and also our coin rules. Yeah. So in anyway, this might be something that doesn't just take care of you. You know, I was thinking this is your personal kit, but you could change this up to being something that looks after multiple different PCs, and then somebody would need to carry it around. Like, okay, we need 3, you know, bits for what? Well, 3 people or something like that. I'm gonna have to think about this. Yeah, and then but then yeah, I have to come up with other equipment that they might be carrying. Okay, well, okay, that's something extra to think about, which I had not. Okay, down here. Okay, that's free. Traveler's garb, 1, 2, 3. That's 4 items right there. So that could work for Robin Hood here. Aragorn's got 1. Yeah, I think I accidentally copied this multiple times. He would have Traveler's garb. Oh, what happened to heirloom weapon? Oh, right here. Let's see. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, maybe that's a reason why he would not take extra quiver. And so maybe it's this guy that's got the adventurer's pack and field kit. And maybe I kind of like that better. Maybe that's not something the knights come with, but that would be 4 items, right? Actually, I think you would get another one because that's heirloom blade. That one doesn't count. Traveler's garb 1, short bow 2, adventurer's pack 3, and then because he's on the move a lot. So we could change that instead of you don't have one if some kind of kit isn't present with your adventuring party, because that's really not supposed to be food and stuff, but is all the stuff for basic survival and things like that. So I think that we should change that up that way. The other ranger might have that too. That would also give this guy one more thing he could carry, or not one more thing he could carry, one more thing he could take as starting equipment. He's got the sword because of his type, traveler's garb, a short bow, and an adventure which includes 20 arrows and an adventurer pack. That's probably kind of enough. Mike says, I would stick to 4 choices and maybe make an extra loot choice part of the knight's package, indicating their nobility, maybe. Yeah, I think we can make it work. Especially if we revise the field kit. We'll drop the dagger from the knights. That would give them a tertiary weapon, but it's not, it's free to be carried, except for it works as far as their loadout goes. But let's just drop that. That drops 2 things right there. So I think we can make it work. Okay. I have got a lot of things to do, especially going and making a list of things to go to Florida with, and then heading out to Walmart to go and buy things and take care of the truck, air inflate tires, maybe an oil change. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do with that. So no morning grind on Sunday because I am going to be in Florida. But tonight we will watch the Cultist Season 2, Episode 6, and then also have an after party with Brianna. So I will talk to everyone tonight. Later, everyone. Great having you here.